Sachiputamatta surupam Rupam tasya gajamuripurim Maturim gostavatim Radha kundamagevaram Aho radhika madhavasam Prapto yasya patita kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaurachandaya Radhikaye Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishi Anandrilamaya Vigrahaya Prema Badivyajjavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandaya Namo Namaste Bhaktya Vina Avaraya Lakshe Sundar Shikanda Shekha Smarha Suli Manora Radhika Rasika Mama Kripanidhe Swapriya Charna King Kurim Kuru Kanaka Jalada Gatro Nila Sona Janetro Mragamada Varabalo Malati Kundamalo Tarla Taruna Vesho Nila Pita Varesho Smarne Pratani Kunji Radhika Krishna Chandro Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tayavina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tam Namam Sharantikam.
You can put here.
First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my supremely worshipable Holy Master, Asmadhiya Paramaradhatama, Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Leela Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtotara Satasismad, Rupanuga Varya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara, my Guru Dev's Guru and his Guru and his Guru and all the Sri Rupanuga Guru Parampara. And lastly, I offer my pranam to all my dear God brothers and God sisters and all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Shinvata Satya Nityam Grinatas Chat Svachestitam Kalina Nati Dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Riti. Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that those who they engage in hearing the pastimes of Shri Krishna and they take it very seriously, accepting it and going through difficulties, whatever it takes to have this opportunity to hear Harikatha. Those who walk for 2 hours in the rain up a mountain, only to hear Harikatha. Krishna is very pleased with this. So, Kalina Nati Dirgena, after not a long time, in other words, in a short time, Na Ati Dirgena means not a very long time. What will happen? Bhagavan Vishate Riti, Krishna himself will enter into their heart. Srila Vishnu Thakur in his commentary, he said, Sopi Smarna Prayatnaha Shravana Kirtanavataha Prayatnaha Navasyakaha. For those who are engaging very carefully in hearing and chanting, they don't have to do any prayatna, any endeavor for smarnam, the remembrance of Krishna. Because Krishna just comes into their heart himself, by his own sweet, merciful will. And so they remember him continuously. So we are very fortunate to hear the pastimes of Krishna. But also, those pastimes, as they have been spoken by Shuka Muni, the greatest of all sages, Shukadeva Goswami. And more than that, the words of Shukadeva Goswami of Srimad Bhagavatam have been tasted again and again by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami. And what they have realized in their commentaries, they have shared with their Anugatjan, with their followers. And this guitar becomes sweeter and sweeter. So, we have been discussing how, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Madhur Rasa, the mellow of romantic love towards Krishna, it gradually becomes ripe. Beginning with purva raga, Taruna vasta, the fruit of love is new and is gradually ripening. So by hearing how the love of gopis, new fresh love is awakened in their heart and is gradually ripening, by hearing this, gradually the devotee can taste Unnat Ujjvala Rasa, the highest flavor of love for Shri Krishna. So Shukadeva Goswami, he is the master of presenting Harikatha in such a way that you will experience the ripened rasa of love for Krishna. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to the temple of Lord Jagannath and he was looking and seeing Shyamasundar there. But then his meditation broke. And he said, where am I? I was in Vrindavan. But now where am I? He saw Baladev and Subhadra there. So Subhadra was not even born at the time of Brajalila. She's the daughter of Vasudeva and Devaki also, but she was born late. So he thought, oh, perhaps I'm in Kurukshetra. Many years later, Krishna went and met Baladeva and Subhadra in Kurukshetra. I went with Baladeva and Subhadra to Kurukshetra. And Mahaprabhu, being absorbed in the mood of the gopis, they met with Krishna, Baladeva and Subhadra there in Kurukshetra. So then when he was coming back from the Jagannath temple, he was experiencing Vishad. Vishad means the great regret and self-criticism. Alas, alas. And he spoke to his very close associates. He said, my heart has become a Kapalika-yogi. A Kapalika-yogi is one kind of tantric yogi who is very, very austere. They have extreme disgust with the world. They called Kapalik means skull. They carry a human skull to remind themselves death is coming. Actually, for those who are in Shantarasa, they become ecstatic when they remember the temporary nature of the material world. Well, once when we were in Varsana, we were having kirtan with Srila Vinod Bihari Das Babaji. And that time he was doing monobrat, so he wasn't speaking. So if you want to talk to him, he has to write his answers down on a whiteboard. So one of our devotees asked, what's your favorite sloka of the Bhagavad Gita? And then he said, he became ecstatic. And then he wrote down, Dukalayama Shashvatam. This world is a temporary place and it's only full of misery. And he was really ecstatic about that. When the heart is impure, and some will say, this world is a temporary place full of misery. It's uncomfortable, you don't want to hear it. That's the test, because you haven't got your own desires in that. And you think, oh, this person must be really sad and frustrated. Why is he talking about these things? But when the heart is pure, then when you hear it, yes, you become jubilant. If you have attachment to your body, and then you'll sing, think, what is this morbid song we are singing? This body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths that lead to death. Why are you singing it? It's terrible. Can't we sing something else before Prasadam? I'm trying to enjoy my Prasadam. It's making me lose my appetite. So when the feeling of bodily identification and enjoyment is there, then this guitar is very horrible. Really, if the heart is a little clean, then you do, yes, shout it out with Jujal, become ecstatic. Radha Krishna Gunaga. Really, you cannot sing joyfully about Radha Krishna and truly relish their qualities when the darkness of the bodily conception is there. So these Kapalika-yogis, they have very ferocious detachment from the world, which is born from Vishad. Vishad means utter disappointment.
Das ist aus völliger Enttäuschung herausgeboren.
Has anyone ever been disappointed in life? So in this world, there are so many disappointments.
So viele Enttäuschungen.
And as long as we are attached to the world,
Und solange wir angehaftet sind,
then there goes depression. Yeah?
dann ist es traurig.
But if your heart is a little pure, your consciousness is a little clean,
Rein und das Bewusstsein ist
then this Vishad,
dann ist Vishad.
right, this disappointment
Verzweiflung
is ecstatic.
ist plötzlich ekstatisch dann.
It's very ecstatic.
Also die Hoffnung zurückkommen kann.
You know, there are 33 century bhavs,
Es gibt 33 Sanjari Bhavs.
like Amarsha, indignation,
Amarsha,
Harsha, jubilation,
Jubilation,
Mati, thoughtfulness,
Gedanken,
Trasbhav, sudden shock,
und sofort Schock.
Autsukya, the inability to tolerate the passing of time, such eagerness,
Solche Begierde,
Unmad,
nicht mehr tolerieren
a type of madness that comes
eine
from
Verrücktheit,
excessive, the hankering for romantic enjoyment.
Sehnsucht nach romantischem
And
Genießen.
there are so many different the century bhavs. But out of 33, which one is the first one? What is Vishad is the first of 33.
Also the first chapter of Gita.
That's next. Don't jump ahead. So, the first of the 33 ecstatic transitory emotions is Vishad, disappointment. So the question is, why? Yeah. There are 33, the first is Vishad. One of Harsh is the first one. Joy, or Mati, or Sukti. Even in the spiritual world, sleep is one type of ecstasy actually. Falling asleep and Bodha waking up, they're 2 century bhavs. On wave consciousness, on wave consciousness you wake up.
To feel disconnected, maybe. Disconnection.
Something close. The reason Rupa Goswami has kept it first is because it has an extraordinary position, which is not there in any of the other century bhavs.
In allen anderen Wellen nicht da ist.
This century bhav is actually the sthai bhav of Shantarasa.
Weil es die Grundstimmung von Shantarasa.
That means the yogis who are in Shantarasa, the rasa of peacefulness, who see God everywhere, but they're not attached to any particular form of God. That is Shantarasa, the mood of passive adoration. Their sthai bhav is this, what is the sanctuary bhav for everyone else, Vishad. And so that is their foundational ecstasy. They're completely detached from everything. Their sthai bhav is, this world is temporary. Don't be attached. So the Kapalika-yogis are like this. And as Krishna Chandra was mentioning, each chapter of Bhagavad Gita is named after one type of yoga. So chapter 3 is Karma Yoga, chapter 5 Karma Sannyas Yoga, chapter 4 Jnana Yoga, chapter 6 Dhyana Yoga, like this. But chapter 1 is called Vishad Yoga, the yoga of disappointment. Being disappointed is a great form of yoga. So when in your life everything is going wrong, then you say yes, Vishad Yoga. Yeah. Then you can become very ecstatic. When the heart becomes a little clean, then the fire of material existence goes out.
Brennen der
It's out now.
Materialismus ausgeht.
No fear,
Keine
no
Angst,
anxiety.
keine Sorgen.
When you have no expectations,
Wenn du keine Erwartungen zur äußeren Welt
then
hast,
you will not suffer.
wirst du nie wieder leiden.
So when you have accepted that the nature of the existence is this material world is disappointment.
Dass wenn du die Natur der
Whatever you do in
Materialismus
this
ist
life,
Enttäuschung.
whatever you do, wherever you're going,
Wo immer du
for your
hingehst,
grand finale, you will die.
das große Finale ist der Tod.
It's a brilliant performance. Everyone is laughing so much. I remember one sannyasi.
Ein Sannyasi
He went to preach in Hawaii.
ist in Hawaii, hat er
So I have a
gepredigt.
friend there. He has one center,
Ich habe einen
It's
Freund,
called
der hat ein Zentrum.
the Temple of Understanding.
Das
So
Tempel
people of all different religions and New Age people and everything, they all come there
Die kommen alle dorthin,
to hear some nice things about
um schöne Dinge zu hören,
whatever, how to develop yourself. Yeah?
wie du dich entwickeln kannst.
So then this devotee,
Dieser Devotee
he came and he sat down,
ist dort
and
hingesetzt.
everyone came after a day of sunbathing and surfing and doing all the things people do in Hawaii.
Die Sonne haben
Then they all came,
in Hawaii sind alle gekommen.
and then the sannyasi gave his pranam at the beginning of the
Sannyasi hat
class,
seine Ehrerbietung gemacht.
and then he said,
Dann hat er gesagt,
"You're all going to die." Everyone was shocked.
alle waren
I
schockiert.
don't know why they were shocked, right? It's like it was a new thing for them.
Das ist etwas Neues für sie.
And some of them, they got up and walked out.
Einige sind gerade aufgestanden und weggelaufen.
And then afterwards, the devotee was running the program. He told me, I'm not going to invite him again because he scared away all of our audience. But I am telling the same thing to you, and you're all laughing.
Macht alle.
You have not come from the beach in Hawaii.
Ihr kommt nicht.
Prayojan came from a tree house.
Baumhaus.
Last night there was a massive storm.
Es war ein großer Sturm gestern Nacht.
The wind was blowing, thunder and lightning the whole night.
Die ganze Nacht Sturm und Gewitter.
He said, at first the treehouse it was moving a bit.
Das Baumhaus hat sich jetzt bewegt ein bisschen.
It only has to move a bit, it will fall 50 feet down.
Nur 10 Meter.
But after a while I got used to it. It was okay.
Ich habe mich dran gewöhnt.
And the funny thing is, in the afternoon I was looking up one shloka, what was important for me, I'm sometimes asking, and it was the verse, what is the problem in giving up an old garment? You know?
Yes, yes.
Das ist ein Problem, ein altes Kleidungsstück aufzugeben.
So this is the difference. You are not in Hawaii coming from the beach.
Ich
All
komme
are coming from different types of austerities.
Ihr macht große Sachen.
So when I tell, and then for the spectacular finale of your life you will die, everyone is laughing.
Ja, spektakulär Finale von dem Leben sterben die alle und dann haben alle gelacht.
So, Jesus Christ, he said,
Jesus Christus sagt,
rejoice and be exceedingly glad,
oder genieße und sei außergewöhnlich
because the
glückselig,
kingdom of God is among you.
weil das Königreich Gottes ist in
Krishna is here, now he is here.
Jetzt ist hier.
His Goloka Vrindavan is actually all pervading everywhere.
Sein Goloka Vrindavan ist überall gegenwärtig.
But only due to our perverted attachment to the temporary things, we cannot experience it.
Zeitweilig können wir es nicht wahrnehmen.
And when devotee, the Vishad Bhav comes,
Wenn Vishada
he becomes established in Vishad Yoga.
und du in Vishada
That means the last hope of enjoying this material world has died. And then at once, what happens?
Plötzlich,
The soul becomes ecstatic
dann wirst du sofort ekstatisch.
and aware of the presence of God everywhere.
Und du siehst die Präsenz Gottes überall.
And gradually we can realize also Goloka Vrindavan, like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said.
Goloka Vrindavan überall sehen wie.
Today in my home,
Heute in meinem Haus,
when I drank the Charnamrita from bathing my deities, Then I looked and I saw that my house had transformed and become Goloka Vrindavan. So we want to be in this consciousness all the time.
Can I sign in? Now!
So, we're telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he felt when he was having darshan of Lord Jagannath that he was in Vrindavan. But then when his spurti broke, he became overwhelmed with vishad, disappointment. So he said, my heart has become like a Kapalika-yogi, the person who's become so disgusted and disappointed with life. He's walking around in an old torn cloth, carrying a skull in his hand to remind him about the reality of the world. He said, the Kapalika-yogi of my heart is wearing the torn quilt of Utkanta, anxiety. What anxiety? Krishna, where are you? He's carrying in his hand the gourd. Gourd means like what Atul is growing, so many pumpkins. So if you get a pumpkin and you dry it and you carve out the middle, you can make a bowl, a natural bowl. That's the begging bowl. So he's carrying the hollowed out gourd, the pumpkin, the begging bowl of asha, aspirations. Oh Krishna, please be merciful to me. Donate some mercy in my begging bowl. The Kapalika-yogi is wearing an ivory earring. These Kapalika-yogis, they wear an earring of ivory. And he said, this ivory earring has been carved by the master craftsman Shukadev Goswami. What is that? Rasa Panchajay. The 5 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam describing the Rasa Leela of Krishna and gopis. It is like a work of art which has been carved by Shukadev Goswami, and he's wearing on his ear at every moment. So, we have 10 senses. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the Kapalika-yogi of my heart, he left society and he went alone to the forest of Vrindavan. But along the way, he made 10 disciples. So the 10 disciples are my 10 senses. And just as the disciples, they go out and they beg some alms and bring it back to their Gurudev. So he said that my 10 senses have gone out and they're trying to beg the alms of the Harikatha, of Krishna's description of Krishna's form and qualities and pastimes, and then bring it back to me. And that Kapalika-yogi of my heart has gone into the dense forest on the bank of the Jamuna, and there is sat down in the corner of a solitary kunj, and he's simply waiting. Oh, when will Radha and Krishna come? So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through a very poetic analogy, is describing the internal psychology of the sadhaka, the devotee who is doing bhajan. They have vishad, no hope in the world. Their heart has renounced everything. And is set off in their heart, they're always sitting, waiting in one beautiful kunj on the bank of Jamuna in Vrindavan for Radha and Krishna to come and serve them. Keeping the earring of the master craftsman Shukadev Goswami always in there. So Shukadev Goswami, He is called by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the master craftsman. How he has put together each verse and each chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam in the most powerful way to manifest the huge towering waves of rasa in the heart of the devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all our Goswamis, they put all emphasis completely on Srimad Bhagavatam. And whatever Shastras have come, our Goswami Granthas, the literatures written by our Goswamis later, this is all the fruit of their relish in Srimad Bhagavatam. So don't neglect Srimad Bhagavatam. Give special attention to hearing it, reading it, learn the important chapters so that you can chant and meditate upon them. It is the most powerful spiritual text for awakening love for Shri Krishna. So now we are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam the pastime of how the gopis of Vrindavan, who were unmarried, when the month of Margashirsha came, they began their Katyayani Vrata, worship of Durga Devi, Yoga Maya, in order to fulfill the desire that Krishna should be their husband. So, this mantra they have received from Brinda Devi, and Brinda Devi told them how to do this puja every day and how to meditate on this mantra. So we have heard how early in the morning, every day, before the sun rose, they would go and dip into the freezing water, cold water of Jamuna, then get dressed again, then make from sand the deity of Katyayani, and worship with 16 articles, and offer prayers, and recite their mantra. Katyayani Mahamaya Mahayogi Yadishwari Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi Patime Kurute Namaha. And they did this every day for 1 month, foregoing oil massage, without putting oil in their hair, eating only once a day. They became very thin. And at the end of the month, they called also Radhika and her Sakhis and the gopis, and they celebrated by playing in the water of Jamuna. So at that time, we heard how Krishna came there with 4 little boys, his friends, Dham, Vasudham, Sudham and Kinkini. They're about between 4 and 5 years old. And Krishna stole the clothes of the gopis and climbed into a kadamba tree. And then he was laughing. And the boys were laughing also. And then the gopis saw their clothes were gone. And they sunk down into the water. Their faces like lotus flowers on the surface of the water. And at that time Krishna saw them. How wonderful it is. For 1 month they've been praying for nothing except for, I just want Krishna to become my life and soul, my beloved. And finally he's here and they hide. So this is the nature of Prem. Aheri vagati premna sobhava kutilavat. Moves crooked like a snake. And we described yesterday how Krishna becomes delighted to see the faces of a gopi light up with kila kinchit bhav. So at that moment when they sank into the water, they were smiling, but tears coming from their eyes. They were angry, they felt fear, they felt jubilation, they felt many ambitions. All these emotions came at once to make that kila kinchit bhav. Oh, hundreds of gopis. And Krishna, his Rasik Shekhar, he relished this beauty. Their beautiful teeth like pearls are reflecting in the water of Jamuna. Very attractive scene. So then, we heard how Krishna told them, "Oh, come out from the water." But they wouldn't obey him. So they tried first of all to persuade the little boys who were with him, to scare them. Hey, we'll drag you down and keep you in this freezing cold water if you don't help us and give our clothes back. So the boys climbed down from their tree, but then they quickly ran to Krishna's tree and climbed up to his tree and took shelter of Krishna. Krishna began to laugh and joke with them. He said, "Oh, you are the thieves. Because when I'm playing here and there in Vrindavan, in my joy, sometimes my pitamba falls and I lose my cloth, and you have stolen all my golden clothes, because I can clearly see you all dressed in gold."
Ich kann es sehen, ihr seid alle golden gekleidet. Im Wasser sieht man es.
And in this way he began to make jokes with the gopis. So then, the gopis, they would not obey Krishna's request to come out from the water. So Krishna said, "How amazing it is that you've done such a strict vow and you are so pious, but you still have a big ahankar." See the purpose, if someone is really doing a spiritual practice, then there should be some result, that their ego should go down, right? Should be. So, if you make a vow to live in the water, I'll make a vow to live in the sky, in this tree. So now it was a stalemate. Gopis, we're not coming out, and Krishna, okay, you stay there as long as you like, but I'm staying here in this tree. So then the gopis, they began to speak to Krishna very beautiful words with Shlesh Alankar. There are so many Alankars in Sanskrit poetry, figures of speech. So one of them is Shlesh Alankar. Shlesh means when you say one thing, but you mean something else. So there are different types. In Sahitya Darpan, the definition of the Shlesh Alankar is given. Shabdai subhavad ekatai shleshe nekata vachanam. There are three types of shlesh. One is artha shlesh, dhvani shlesh, and shabda shlesh. That means that when the words are spoken, the meaning can be taken in a different way. Like Krishna said during Rasalila, Rajanyesha Gaura Rupam, Gaura Satvani Sevitam. This night in the forest is very dark and frightening, and the forest is full of ferocious animals. And the same words, because if you undo the sandhi, the joining of the words is sandhi, then it becomes Rajanyesha Agaura Rupam. This night is very pleasant. And the forest is full of very adorable animals like rabbits and deer. So this is the Artha Shlesh. Or there can be Dhvani Shlesh. There is an alternative meaning only in the suggestion. There is a suggestion. Just like gopis say to Krishna, Tvatsundarasmita nirikshana tivra kama tatmanam purushabhushana dehi dasyam. Oh Krishna, your beautiful smile and your beautiful glance has the lit fire of desire in our heart, and we are burning in this. So please, be merciful to us and give us your service, seva. So some gopis, they are speaking this. This is Shlesh Vakyat. The meaning, they are saying, oh, our hearts are being pierced by your smile and your glance, and we are burning. Now the tone of voice is, our hearts are being pierced by your glance and we are burning. What does it mean? It means, no, your heart has been pierced by our glance and your heart is burning. Like this.
Du kannst es ganz anders betonen, du kannst genau die gegenteilige bedeuten.
Dhvani Shlesh. And Shabda Shlesh means that words,
sind versteckte Worte.
they have different meanings.
Die haben verschiedene Bedeutungen.
Like one gopi said to Krishna, Krishna,
Gopi sagt zu Krsna,
my Saki, you and my Saki, you are completely incompatible.
du und deine Saki sind völlig passen nicht
Because my
zusammen.
Saki is very religious and very pure.
Meine Radharani ist ganz religiös und rein.
And you are always doing adharma, you are
Krishna,
impure.
du handelst immer falsch.
So Krishna said,
Und Krishna
you
sagt,
don't know?
weißt
I
du,
am Suchi Swarup.
ich bin die Verkörperung von Reinheit.
Suchi Swarup means I am the embodiment of cleanliness. But the word Suchi has many synonyms.
Hat Synonyme auch.
And it can also mean
Es kann auch
the
bedeuten,
Shringa.
eine romantische.
Yes, yes. The amorous love. So Krishna say, I am Suchi Swarup.
Ich bin die
But
Verkörperung
meaning,
romantischen
you said I am
Liebe.
impure. I said, no, I am the embodiment of Suchiness.
Die Verkörperung romantischer Liebe.
But what he meant is, oh, I am the embodiment of amorous love.
Ich bin die Verkörperung
And if you don't
von
believe me,
Liebe.
then just look
Wenn du
in
es
your
mir
own
nicht
memory. Only joked with that. It was Vishaka. Oh, Vishaka. If you want Praman for this, you yourself are the Praman.
Du möchtest einen Beweis dafür, du machst dich nicht erinnern. was
This
die
is the
anderen
Shabdaslash. So in this way,
gesagt haben.
there are so many different ways of saying one thing but meaning something
Etwas
else.
zu sagen, aber etwas anderes zu meinen.
And when Krishna and the gopis, they speak,
Wo Krishna und die Gopis so sprechen.
oh, their language is decorated with so many alankars, so many ornaments, one on top of another. It's very difficult. They become in great joy and sometimes bewildered. What did he mean? What did she mean? Because there are so many possibilities. It's hard to decide which one. Maybe he means all of them. In fact, this is a technique that Krishna uses. His technique of Bhagvilas. Bhagvilas means the pastimes of speaking, the pastimes of words. When he wants to bewilder the intelligence of the gopis, then he'll deliberately speak with words that have multiple meanings so that they will become bewildered. So now, the gopis, they're in the water and they will speak to Krishna with the Shlesh Alankar. So one gopi said to Krishna, Na deha bayam tasya taro yasya bhavet stiti patra satkritagathranam pritchaya nidyata punaha. I'm not going to go into all the grammar. The grammar of the Sanskrit grammar is very complex.
It's so complicated.
But the essence is, the general meaning of what she's saying. She's saying, a person who is situated in a boat. Nana deya bayam tasya taro yasya bhavet stiti. A person who is situated in a boat is not afraid of the water. And a person who has already fallen in the water, then it is pointless to ask them if they are afraid or not. If someone is in a boat, you don't have to, are you afraid of water? They're not afraid, they're in a boat. And once someone has fallen in the water, it's too late to ask them whether they are afraid of water. This is the outer meaning. And the inner meaning, the word taru means tree. And also boat. So when it becomes taro, in the boat, it can also mean in the tree. Taru means tree, sorry, and tara means boat. But in the locative becomes taro. So in the tree or in the boat becomes the same word. So the Shlesh Vakya, the alternative meaning of what the gopis is saying, is that the one who is in the tree is not afraid of inappropriate behavior. And
nicht angemessener Verhalten.
for those who have Pattasatkritagatra
Für diejenigen,
offered everything to him,
die ihm alles gegeben
including
haben,
their bodies,
selbst ihren
everything,
Körper, alles.
then it is the inappropriate to ask, can you give something?
Zu fragen, ob etwas geben können.
So the first meaning,
Die erste
for the
Bedeutung
person in a boat,
für die Person im Boot,
he is not afraid of the water.
hat nicht
And
Angst
for
vor dem
those who are
Wasser.
fallen in
Und für
the
diejenigen,
water,
die
it is pointless to ask. And then by Shleshvakya, the person in the tree is not afraid of inappropriate behavior.
derjenige, der auf dem Baum
He's
sitzt,
asking us to come out of the water. And also, Krishna is asking something from them. And so they're saying, it is inappropriate to ask something from a person who's already given you everything.
dem man bereits alles gegeben hat.
So they're in a stage where
Sie sind in einem
they have
Zustand, die
shyness.
Gopis. Sie haben Scheu.
And this is why they're not speaking directly.
Und so sprechen sie nicht
And
direkt.
also, their relationship has not been established yet.
Aber ihre Beziehung zu Krishna
So for
hat
the
sich etabliert.
heroine to initiate the relationship is rasabas.
Wenn sie die Beziehung anfängt, das ist nicht immer.
It will be against rasa. So gopis are very careful and very covered with how they speak.
Die Gopis sind sehr vorsichtig, wie sie sprechen.
So the gopis spoke these sweet words and Krishna was relishing.
Sprechen diese schönen Worte.
And they were in the water and they were starting to tremble.
Und sie sind im Wasser und beginnen zu zittern.
So they're trembling for two reasons.
Aus zwei Gründen zittern.
One,
Einer,
that the water was cold.
das Wasser war kalt.
And two,
Der zweite Grund,
that they were seeing Krishna's moon-like face and
sie
it
haben
was
Krishnas
making
Mond
the Astasattvic bhava of Kampa, trembling in
extatische
ecstasy.
Symptome und sie zittern in Ekstase.
So seeing them trembling,
So,
all the gopis are in the cold water and trembling. Krishna became overwhelmed with compassion.
Krishna ist überwältigt mit Mitgefühl.
He said,
Und er sagt,
Hey Param Durbal Kumari, you weak girls,
oh ihr schwachen Mädchen,
now all your bodies, your joints have become slack, you have become weak. So come out of the water just now, at once come out. Why wait?
so wartet ihr.
And the gopis in the water, they have very long, beautiful eyebrows and they curve their eyebrows
Lange Augenbrauen
in disapproval. And they said,
und sind nicht einverstanden.
why are you requesting us to come close to you?
Wieso bittest du uns, dir nahe zu kommen?
So then, Krishna, he said,
Krishna sagt dann,
because they already accused him of stealing their clothes.
sie haben ihn ja schon angeklagt, dass er ihre Kleider gestohlen
And
hat.
Krishna himself was speaking to the boys and saying,
Und Krishna zu
look,
den Knaben
they are the
gesprochen.
ones, they stole my clothes.
Sie sind diejenigen, die meine
But
Kleider
Krishna has
gestohlen
not
haben.
accepted that he's stolen their clothes. He's not admitted it.
Akzeptiert, dass er ihre Kleider stahl.
Actually, in Ananda Vrindavan Champu, Krishna admits, I've taken your clothes. But in Jiva Goswami's vision,
Aber in
in
Jiva
Gopal
Goswami
Champu, Krishna does not admit that he's done anything wrong at all.
dass Krishna nichts
The gopis are criticizing him.
gemacht habe.
Krishna, no, I am dharmic.
Nein, Krishna sagt,
I am very religious. He said, look, while you were playing in the water, you did not notice that a Ban Devata, a forest Devata came and stole your clothes. And I saw what he was doing.
Ich habe gesehen, da
And
ist
to
ein
help
Waldgott
you.
gekommen.
I ran after him and I got
Dem
them back.
Waldgott nachgegangen und ich habe alle Kleider wieder zurückgeholt.
You are accusing me of doing something wrong. But out of compassion, I'm come here, I'm in the process of helping you
Aber ich bin im
and
Prozess,
saving you from embarrassment.
und euch zu retten vor der Peinlichkeit.
So, I snatched those clothes by force from that Ban Devata. So now you should come and receive them from me.
Und ihr sollt jetzt kommen und sie von mir zu nehmen.
So then the gopis said,
Die Gopis sagen,
yes, I'm sure.
ja, ja, wir sind sicher.
Now we have discovered what really happened.
Jetzt haben wir
When we
entdeckt,
step
was
out of the
wirklich
water,
geschehen
what else will we discover next?
ist. Wenn wir herauskommen aus dem Wasser, was wir
Because
als
Krishna is
nächstes
saying, come out of
entdecken.
the water, I'll give you your clothes.
Krishna kommt aus dem
But
Wasser,
they don't
und
trust
gibt
him at
Kleider.
all. They think once he gets us to come out of the water, then he'll have a new surprise for us.
Wenn wir aus dem Wasser kommen, hat er
Why should we believe him?
Wieso sollten wir ihm je glauben?
So when they said that, when we come out of the water, then what other surprises would they have? They spread their hands under the water. also, because they're up to the necks, but still they spread their hands to cover themselves under the water.
Unter dem Wasser bedecken sie sich noch mit ihren
So then Krishna, he just looked at them and went
Schaut nur an der
with
Luft
his finger,
mit seinem Finger ruft er,
come here.
kommt nahe.
And he said, oh Kanya, all maidens with lotus petal eyes,
Oh, ihr
come
mit
here,
Lotus
come
Augen.
here. And the gopis, they imitated him. Come here, come here. Is that all you can say? Come here, come here.
Das ist alles, was du sagen kannst. Komm hierher, komm hierher.
So then Krishna said, look,
Krishna sagt, schau,
if you come here,
wenn ihr jetzt hierher kommt,
you will see me,
werdet ihr mich sehen.
and your garments will attain Dhan by Shishtata. In other words, your garments will attain the quality of being a special type of charity.
Und eure
You
Kleider
know,
werden
giving
die
charity is a
Eigenschaft,
dharma.
eine gute Spende zu
So
werden.
if you come here, then your cloth will attain the Dhan by Shishtata.
Kleider werden die
The quality
Eigenschaft
of being a
bekommen,
special charity.
eine spezielle Spende
So,
zu sein.
if you do dharma of giving charity, you do this to get some result.
Wenn ihr das macht, bekommt ihr
So Gopi said,
ein bestimmtes
and what will
Resultat.
be the special benefit of this
Und was
dharma?
wird das Resultat sein?
See, they're steeped in the Vedic Dharma, they know everything. And so all their joking
Weil alles,
is
was
on these themes, you know. It's very beautiful. So Gopi said, and what will be the benefit of that?
was wird der Nutzen davon sein?
Krishna said, oh, well, you'll avoid the transgression of not accepting a gift.
Und ihr werdet das vermeiden, ein
If
Geschenk
someone
nicht
gives you something
anzunehmen.
in charity and you, I don't want it. This is against Dharma. This is a
Wenn
transgression.
du etwas
He
angeboten
said,
bekommst,
you'll avoid the transgression of not accepting a gift. And furthermore,
und noch weiter.
you'll avoid the problem if your clothes get mixed up.
Und wenn
Then maybe someone will take, one gopi will take some other gopi's clothing.
Und eine Gopi nimmt die Kleider der anderen.
So then all the gopis together, they said,
Die Gopis alle zusammen
Ari
haben gesagt,
Mugda Sakhi, oh my dear bewildered friends,
oh, Geliebte,
we are the ones who have incarnated into this world
wir sind inkarniert in dieser Welt,
just to steal from others.
nur von anderen zu stehlen.
So that means Krishna is so famous for stealing.
Krishna ist so berühmt zu
Stealing
stehlen.
butter from door to door.
Er stiehlt Butter von Tür zu
Now he's
Tür.
stolen their clothes.
Jetzt hat er ihre
So
Kleider
when Krishna
gestohlen.
said, if you come one by one and give your clothes, then you'll avoid the problem of one gopi taking another gopi's clothes.
Wenn ihr alle einzeln kommt, dann gibt
So they
es kein
said,
Durcheinander.
in
mit den Kleidern.
sarcasm, Arisaki, we are the ones who are incarnated in this world for stealing from
Was
everyone.
muss sagen?
Okay.
Ja, wir sind gekommen, um hier zu stehlen oder Besitz von anderen zu nehmen. Dabei bist du derjenige, der
So they still
berühmt ist
didn't
als
come out of the
du.
water. So the gopis' clothes, they were hidden
Die Gopis Kleider
in
waren
the dense
versteckt
foliage of the Kadamba tree.
in dem Blätterwerk des Kadamba-Baums.
So then Krishna, he took some cloth
Und Krishna hat das
and then he
genommen.
showed it to them like this.
Hat sie ihnen gezeigt, das erste Tuch.
Here it is.
Hier ist es.
And Krishna was feeling so much joy at the time.
Krishna hat so viel Freude
He was
gehabt.
trying to be serious, but laughter was coming, so he was biting his tongue
Aber er muss lachen oder
to
beißen
stop,
mit
to
Zunge,
stop himself from laughing.
dass er nicht lachen muss.
So then Krishna said, he showed the clothes and he was trying to stop his own laughter. And he said, I am speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. If you come here,
Wenn ihr hierher
I'll
kommt,
give you your clothing.
dann werde ich euch
They
eure
don't
Kleider
trust
geben.
him. So then, the gopis, they were still anxious.
Die Gopis
And
haben
they thought, Krishna will just, when we come out, he'll make more and more impediments.
wenn er rauskommt,
I don't know what he'll make us go through before he finally gives that clothes, or whether he'll even give them. So, the gopis looked at each other.
die Gopis haben nach sich selbst geschaut.
Some said to others, your intelligence is bewildered, don't believe him, it's a trick.
Intelligenz ist verwirrt, das ist alles nur ein Trick.
Because we can see, he's saying, I'm telling the truth, but you can see that he's trying so hard to suppress his laughter.
Aber versucht sein Lachen zu unterdrücken.
So then Krishna,
Das hat sich noch eine andere
he's
Agenda.
outwardly, he was speaking very loving, very endearing words.
Er spricht so liebenswerte Worte.
He said, hey,
Oh,
I would never joke around with you.
ich würde nicht
Not in the past.
Witze machen mit euch.
Not in the present.
Nicht in der
And never
Vergangenheit,
in the
nicht in der
future.
Gegenwart und auch nicht in der Zukunft.
Because you have all become emaciated by performing a brat.
Ihr habt ja alle ein
So you are the
großes
special objects of my compassion.
Gelübde gemacht. Ihr seid,
I would not joke with you.
Objekte meiner
So
Mitgefühl.
Krishna said, you've done enough austerity, so I think you should not do any more austerity. Which is another way of saying, come out of the cold water. So then, one gopi amongst all the gopis there said, if a person
En een persoon
whose nature impels him to steal the clothes of others
wenn iemand die
subsequently
anderen
becomes
stehlen
overwhelmed with compassion
möchte, wird dann
over their
überwältigt
freezing condition,
mit
then
Mitgefühl
that would be the ultimate wonder of the world.
Das wäre das letztliche Wunder der Welt.
Krishna is trying to speak compassionately to them.
Krishna spricht versucht,
How can a person who's stolen another person's clothes now feel compassion over the fact that they're freezing? That's the ultimate wonder of the world.
Etwas stiehlt, dann die Kleider von jemand anderem stiehlt, dann noch etwas Schönes sprechen.
Then one gopi said,
Die Gopis sagen,
all right, perhaps you have some compassion for us.
vielleicht hast du ein bisschen Mitgefühl für uns.
In other words, that means maybe your words are true.
Vielleicht sind deine Worte
It
wahr.
may be so,
Es mag sein,
but just tell us one thing,
aber sag uns
with complete sincerity.
mit völliger Aufrichtigkeit.
Since when did your holiness begin to speak the truth?
Seit wann, oh Heiligkeit, hast du angefangen, die Wahrheit zu sprechen?
Krishna is famous for lying.
Krishna ist immer berühmt zu lügen.
So, since when did your holiness begin to speak the truth?
Seit eure Heiligkeit, seit wann sprecht ihr das die Wahrheit?
Krishna said, what?
Krishna sagt, was?
I have never adulterated my words with falsehood.
Ich habe nie, bin ich vom Pfad der Wahrheit abgewichen.
Gopi said,
Die
oh
Gopis
really?
sagen, oh wirklich?
Who said so?
Sagt so etwas.
Then Krishna laughed.
Und Krishna
He
sagt,
said, oh you deceitful and treacherous girls.
oh ja,
If you doubt that my words are true,
wenn ihr zweifelt, dass meine
then
Worte
you should
wahr
ask
sind,
this group of very religious boys.
solltet die Gruppe von ganz religiösen Knaben fragen. Meine kleinen
So then
Vierjährigen.
Dham, Sudha, Vasudham and Kinkini, they were sitting there on the tree.
Sie saßen alle auf dem Baum oben.
And each one assumed a posture of compassion or humility. So there are four of the boys. One boy was like this.
Mitfühlen und demütige Haltung.
One boy was like this.
Другой был так.
Like this. And they said, Satyam, Satyam.
Das ist wahr, was Krishna spricht, ist immer wahr.
They're trained to always be Krishna Paksha and Krishna's
Sie
side.
sind trainiert, immer auf der Seite von
So
Krishna.
Krishna said, see, I always speak the truth.
Krishna sagt, seht ihr, ich spreche immer die Wahrheit, selbst meine Freunde bestehen.
So then, see, Krishna said,
Dann sagt
Oh Musti Sambadya Madhyama. This is a name Krishna calls for gopis. Musti Sambadya Madhyama. Musti means a fist. And Madhyam means waist. So Musti Sambadya Madhyama means, oh girls
oh,
who are so beautiful
oh, ihr Mädchen, die ja so schön seid.
that you're with broad hips and heavy breasts, but the waist is so narrow. Krishna said, I can hold in my one fist.
So eine dünne Beine.
However, he can't say anything because they're all in the water.
Die sind alle im Wasser.
So he said, oh, Musti Sambadya Madhyama, how regrettable it is that you have no faith in my words.
Oh, wie enttäuschend es ist, dass ihr keine Vertrauen
So-
in meine Worte habt.
If you have no faith in my words,
Wenn ihr kein Vertrauen in
Then-
meine Worte habt, dann
just one of you or two of you are prominent, you can come out
dann könnt ihr eins, zwei
and then you'll see how I'll give the clothes. Then all of you will know that I'm telling the truth.
sehen, dass ich wirklich wahrhaftig bin, dass ich wirklich die Kleider zurückgebe.
So then hearing this, the gopis became immersed in Prem.
Als sie das hören, sind sie überwältigt in Tränen.
And they all looked at each other and began to smile.
Und sie schauen aufeinander und lachen.
But still, they could not come out of the water due to shyness.
Aufgrund von Scheue konnten sie nicht aus dem Wasser kommen.
But the coldness prevented them from staying in the water. They wanted to come out because of
Die
the
Kälte hat sie
coldness,
veranlasst, doch
but
aus
they
dem
couldn't
Wasser
come
zu
out due to shyness.
kommen. Aber aus
So they were freezing
Scheue
in two
konnten
ways.
sie nicht kommen, sondern auf zwei Arten gefroren.
So then, one gopi tried to flatter Krishna
Eine
She
Gopi
said,
suchte Krishna.
"Hey, jewel in the dynasty of Brajaraj,
Oh,
Ananda.
Juwel von der Dynastie, vom König von
You are
Braja.
beautified by the love of all the residents of Braja.
Du bist so schön.
And you are worshipable by all the residents of Braja.
Du bist verehrenswert von allen Einwohnern von
Therefore,
Braja.
we who are suffering from extreme coldness, we are praying to
Die
you.
jetzt so kalt haben, beten
Please,
zu dir.
return our clothes.
Gib uns unsere Kleider zurück.
And don't be anyai. Anyai is unjust.
Und sei nicht unfair.
Don't be unjust. Krishna said, have you ever known me to be anyai,
Habt
unjust?
ihr mich je unfair gesehen?
Look, you have all taken birth in aristocratic families.
Ihr seid alle in aristokratischen
And the
Familien
forest
geboren.
Devatas stole your clothes and took them away.
Und die Waldgötter haben eure Kleider gestohlen.
So in
und
such a
weggenommen.
situation, someone should help you.
In einer solchen Situation soll euch
So
jemand
I
helfen.
came along and very dutifully came to your help.
Und bin nur zu eurer Hilfe erschienen.
And I have begun this task of helping you.
Und ich habe diese Pflicht angenommen, euch zu
But if I
helfen.
am helping you,
Aber wenn ich euch helfe,
therefore, for my satisfaction, you should also
meine
reciprocate with me.
Zufriedenheit sollt ihr auch mit mir erwidern.
So then the gopis, they were thinking to themselves,
Gopis haben gedacht,
we've been doing this Katyani Vrata.
wir machen dieses
And we want Krishna to become our beloved.
Wir möchten, dass Krishna unser Geliebter wird.
And we're trying to reveal to Krishna the desire which is in our hearts.
Wir versuchen Krishna
And this is the golden opportunity.
Und das ist jetzt die
Why?
goldene Möglichkeit.
Because in Vedic society,
In der vedischen Gesellschaft
anyone cannot see a lady naked except for the husband.
nur für ihren Ehemann.
So if they'll just come out of the water,
Und jetzt aus der
then that will be revealing their desire to Krishna.
Das wird ein ihr Wunsch zu Krishna.
That for 1 month they've been worshipping Katyani just with this desire.
Oder?
But they have so much shyness.
Mit diesem Wunsch. Aber sie haben so viel Scheue.
And so they thought, if we come out of the water now, this is our golden opportunity to reveal our desire to
Goldene
Krishna.
Möglichkeit im Leben.
But still, they thought there should be a pretext for revealing it.
Aber vielleicht soll auch eine Ausrede
And
da sein.
this pretext will come by itself.
Und das soll von alleine kommen.
Because the fear of freezing is making a suitable excuse. In other words, do not say, okay, we're coming out of the water because you asked us.
Okay, wir
We're just
kommen
coming
raus,
out
weil
because
wir
we're freezing.
Wir kommen nur heraus, weil wir frieren, nicht weil uns gefragt wird.
Very beautiful emotions are churning in the hearts of Braj Gopis, and Krishna being Rasik Shekhar is relishing
Im
this.
Herzen der Gopis und Krishna genießt das alles, weil der König
So some gopis call to Krishna, hey,
aller Genießer.
we are freezing in this water, it's very
Wir
cold.
frieren im Wasser, es ist
And
kalt.
we're about to die from hypothermia.
Und wir sterben an Unterkühlung.
So please stop laughing at our heartbreaking distress
Stopp
and
jetzt
allow
die
us to
Krise
get
und
dressed.
Lass uns jetzt, lass
Look,
uns
if
die
you'll
Kleider
just-
zurückgeben.
Leave our clothes here and go away.
Lass uns die Kleider hier
And
unten,
allow us to get dressed.
dass wir uns
Then we
anhalten.
promise that after that,
Und danach
we'll
versprechen
do
wir dir,
whatever disreputable thing you want us to do.
alles Komische oder Unnormale, was du uns dann fragen möchtest, wenn wir mit dir sind.
Because Gopis, Krishna is saying, I came here to help you, so you should also give something to me. Gopis said, okay, look, let us get dressed. After that, we promise, whatever
Lass uns
disreputable
mal
thing you want us to
anziehen,
do, we'll agree.
Dann sind wir zu deiner Verfügung.
So then Krishna said,
Krishna sagt,
how wonderful.
oh wie wunderbar.
You have promised that you'll do whatever I want.
Ihr habt versprochen, dass ihr tut, was immer ich
So-
euch sage.
This is what I want from you.
Ich möchte etwas von euch.
I want you to become my dasis.
Ich möchte, dass ihr meine Dienerinnen
Be
seid.
my dasis, my maidservants. So, actually,
Eigentlich
in the Swakya rasa, in the married mood,
in der verheirateten
then
Stimmung
the
des
wife
Vater
has dasibhav to the husband.
hat die Frau
It's called Madhurya rasa,
die Stimmung des Himmels.
but it is not fully Madhurya rasa because of the presence of dasibhav, of the wife towards the husband. So when Krishna said, be my dasis,
Seid meine Dienerinnen.
that means he's requesting them.
Bittet sie.
Please have this relation with me.
Bitte habt diese Beziehung mit mir.
So then the gopis thought, oh, our dearest Krishna is so expert at touching our hearts.
Und Krishna ist so Experte, unsere Herzen zu berühren.
So let it be.
Lass es nun sein.
But we should also joke with him and have some fun.
Aber wir sollten auch Witze mit ihm machen. Und
So all the gopis, there in the water,
Gopis sind auch im Wasser.
and they all said, together.
Und alle zusammen haben gesagt,
Hey Shama Sundar,
Hey, Sham Sundar.
we are your dasis.
We are your dasis.
Now give our garments.
gib uns jetzt unsere Kleider.
All these dasis, they just become my dasis, so they all proclaimed it. We are your dasis. So please return our garments.
Bitte gib uns die Kleider zurück.
So seeing them all say this, Krishna was smiling.
Und lacht, weil sie alles das
He said, I will give you garments, but first comply with what I've asked you to do.
Aber zuerst, ich gebe euch die Kleider zurück, aber macht zuerst, was ich euch sage.
So then all the gopis, they narrowed their eyes. And they looked at each other.
Überlegt und überlegt und die Augen
And then they said,
zusammengekneift.
alright, we'll do what you say.
Okay, wir tun, was du sagst.
And then they started to move out of the water.
Und sie kommen aus dem Wasser
They
raus.
began to move forward. And Krishna's eyes became very thirsty.
Und Krishnas Augen waren so
And he was
durstig.
silent.
Er wurde ganz still.
But then, they just couldn't do it.
Sie konnten das nicht tun.
And they called out, Hey Dharmagya, please give us our clothes back.
Dharma, ja, derjenige, der doch
There's still something stopping them.
Etwas stoppt sie noch.
So why did they call him Dharmagya, the knower of religion?
Dharma, der Kenner der
It means,
Religion.
if you really know Dharma, then don't do this adharmic activity.
Dann solltest du es nicht so das Unreligiöse
Please
machen.
return our clothes.
Gib uns jetzt die Kleider.
So Krishna was amused by their behavior.
Krishna war so
So now gopis were becoming angry.
Äh,
One gopi said, if you don't return our clothes at once, then we'll have to speak with the king.
Müssen wir mit dem König sprechen.
So when they said this,
Muss ich das sagen?
this also had three different meanings.
Hat drei Bedeutungen.
The first meaning is,
Die erste Bedeutung ist,
oh, we know Krishna, that you are like an ignorant person. An ignorant person has no fear of the consequences of their behavior.
eine unwissende Person hat
In
keine
this world or
Angst
the
vor
next
der
world.
Konsequenz. In dieser Welt und in der
But
nächsten.
even though an ignorant person has no fear of the karma, the consequences of their behavior, everyone is afraid of the king.
Haben alle doch
Right? Because if you do something, that's something very tangible and real that everyone can relate to. The king is going to catch you and punish you.
Aber vor dem König hast du Angst.
So the implication of their words, if you don't return our clothes, we'll have to speak with the king, means we'll go to Kamsa Maharaj and complain about you.
Und beklagen uns über dich.
This is the first meaning.
Das ist die erste Bedeutung.
The second meaning
Die
is,
zweite Bedeutung ist,
although you are the son of a very highly religious person, Nanda Maharaj,
der Sohn einer hohen religiösen
but
Person bist,
still you did not receive an education because you are so restless. You've just been playing throughout your childhood. You have no education.
Du warst immer so
However,
rastlos.
now we'll tell Nanda Maharaj and he'll personally give you a good lesson.
Wird dir eine gute Lektion geben.
This is the second meaning. And the third meaning
Die dritte Bedeutung.
is the word Raja refers to Krishna,
Raja bedeutet Krishna,
who is very beautiful and effulgent.
der wunderschön leuchten und
So that means,
anziehend ist.
oh Krishna,
Oh Krishna,
you are independent and you can do whatever you
du
like.
bist unabhängig, du kannst tun, was du willst.
So then, actually gopis are just threatening this, but they would never tell anyone. They're only threatening to say.
Das würden sie natürlich niemandem sagen, sie versuchen nur Krishna einzuschüchtern.
So Krishna said, hey, you have said that you would become, that you are my dasis. So if you are my dasis, when will you obey my order?
So, wenn ihr doch schon, ihr habt gesagt, ihr seid meine Diener,
So if your words are true,
dann befolgt meine
then just
Anweisung.
come out of the water.
Kommt jetzt aus dem Wasser raus.
For complete success, you should come out the water smiling sweetly.
Из воды улыбаясь сладко.
Und lacht ganz liebevoll.
And don't delay for a moment.
Und zögere nicht einen Moment.
And if you don't do it,
Wenn ihr es nicht tut,
then you are not Dharmagya, knowers of religion.
dann seid ihr nicht die
Because you
Kenner der
already
Religion.
said, I am your dasi,
Ich bin
we are your dasis, and you have already you have just spoken and breaking your word in the next moment.
Und dann ihr sagt, ihr seid meine Dienerinnen und dann bricht ihr
So
so
then,
schon im nächsten Moment.
What can I do to help such irreligious person?
Was kann ich
Such irreligious person they cannot be, who break their word, say one thing and break it the next moment.
Die sagen,
You cannot help such irreligious person.
Sie schon wieder. Sie sagen, wir sind deine Dienerinnen und dann tun sie nicht, was ich ihnen sage.
So then, What happened next we'll explain tomorrow. Gaura Premanande. In Sanskrit more. No, but you see the sadhu, the pandit who made this translation, passed away. It was not printed. And then, but they knew the handwritten manuscript was there, and my Gurudev read, edited, and wrote the introduction and published. Krishna is sitting in the tree. But there is some very inconceivable wave of praise which is preventing you from coming out from the water. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
All the Vaishnavas.
So, all devotees, chant Harinam, take rest, and be ready to assemble again tomorrow morning here in the temple room at 7 o'clock.